Hi, Mike Gunderson, Chief Credit Officer at Farm Credit Illinois, continuing to look at the balance sheet and the power that it has in helping us be successful in managing our farm business. In other videos, we've talked about how assets equals liabilities plus equity, and in those other videos, we did a detailed dive into understanding assets and how we can put those onto the balance sheet to understand our position with those inputs that we use for our business. Now we're going to shift our focus to that liabilities plus equity part of the balance sheet and understand how they help us acquire the assets that we use in our business. And one of the things I want to point out to you is that if you're using the Farm Credit Illinois template, we really structure it in a very purposeful way to understand that we want to match the assets to the terms that we put on the loans that we take out to acquire those. So current assets are sitting right next to current liabilities on our template. Intermediate assets right next to intermediate liabilities, and those long-term assets right next to the long-term liabilities that we use to acquire. The reason for that is you want to match the term of your liability to the usefulness of that asset over time. So if you're financing a tractor that you intend to use for 8 years, you don't want to use the loan for 30 years to acquire it, because then you're going to have to pay off that loan after you're done using that piece of equipment. So then, after we take a look at all those liabilities, match them up to our assets, if we take assets minus liabilities, we can understand what our ownership stake is in the business, what our net worth is in the business. And that net worth, that equity, can be a really important source of confidence and strength and risk management in our business. And so as we work through these balance sheets and understand their importance in managing the financial position of the business, that equity is going to be increasingly important as we get to the end. In the next set of videos, we're going to dive into current, intermediate, and long-term liabilities.